Hi, good day. My name's Tom Bowman. I want to take a second. I want to address a major defect that I'm finding, and I wanted to discuss it with the general people that think about this kind of stuff. Consider that there are at least four defects inside dry saunas nationwide, and here they are. One, if you can't access the underneath of this board, you can't clean it, right? There's no floor drain. And so this is specifically the sauna over here at Gold's Gym in Daytona Beach. This is a Daytona 500 property, right? This was a swab that I took in one of my videos before I walked out of the gym, and I notified both Gold's corporate RSG group, which owns Gold's, and the owners that own the two franchises here in Daytona Beach, Ormond Beach and Daytona Beach. Again, a Daytona 500 property is just loaded with mold and bacteria beyond anything you've ever seen in your life, and I bet you this is a nationwide problem. So let's take a second. I want to talk about why it's this way. There was a board here. And so there's no way you could put a hand in here, but you definitely can't clean anything. And so consider this place was built back in 2012. It's 2024. That means in the last 12 years, every person that has visited the Daytona 500 and gotten a free pass to go over there and sit in that sauna has A, been poisoned and left their DNA and sweat behind because nobody's ever cleaned underneath this thing. And even after they removed the board, they still didn't clean underneath it. And there's no floor drain. So consider that if they came in there with a garden hose, right, and just tried to rinse it off, it would make a huge mess. I mean, a huge, disgusting mess. But somebody would have to be in there with a garden hose. Somebody would have to have a squeegee or like a super vacuum thing going on, right? And I'm telling you, that wouldn't be filtered. If you got water going into a shop vac, there's no filter in it, right? It's blowing spores everywhere. Honestly, this place is so infected. And I'm going to show you a list of potential sicknesses, including Legionnaire's disease and some other stuff that is just floating around inside what I believe this sauna and Ormond Beach and really every sauna across the United States of America today. And again, this test is back this week. As soon as it comes out, I think you're going to be getting that information. In fact, you are getting that information. Look, green, yellow, red, yellow, blue, black. Oh my goodness. Let's take a second. Let me just show you exactly what I mean, right? Let me hop over here to this sauna. Here's a nice, beautiful sauna, right? How are they accessing the space inside here? How are they accessing it? How are they, honestly, there's no floor drain because this is all wood. And again, this is hand built. Somebody built this in place the same way that they built this in place, right? This was hand built, right? This is hand built. This is all tacked down. These wall boards are tacked down. These wall boards have a space. They are tongue and groove, but they're not. It's not consistent. So there's spaces in between, and you can see that in one of the videos or one of the pictures and videos. But behind it is a piece of wall, like a 4x8 sheet of foam board that's probably a half an inch thick, and it's a 4x8 sheet, right? And maybe it's partially sealed, but really behind that is probably some kind of yellow insulation that goes into some kind of like aluminum or metal, not aluminum, but metal framing, like not 2x4s, because this is a commercial building, right? Above this sauna is an entire set of treadmills, right? And a concrete floor that's inside a steel frame that goes to steel poles. So in between the steel poles, they've actually framed it all out, put insulation, at least I hope they put insulation, and it's not just a piece of foam board. I imagine they would have done it that way. And so consider that every time somebody mops this thing, if they ever mop it, right? Any moisture in here is literally going into the wall. You think this is here? You think somebody can come in here and honestly, they probably brought somebody in here. They paid $15 an hour to and had clean this. That person needs to get tested immediately before they get sick. They need to have their whole home tested because if this stuff gets on your clothing, if it gets on your clothing, you're taking it home. You're putting it in your laundry basket, in your gym bag. It's in your car. Those spores are everywhere, and you might be like, "Oh, well, it doesn't affect me." Yeah, it doesn't affect you today. But if this stuff gestates inside your system, it will affect you eventually. And you can't tell me this isn't screwy. And so consider defects inside one of these saunas, right? The boards have to be cleanable on all sides, all sides. Honestly, where do you see that that's cleanable? Maybe that bench flips up. I don't think so, though. I think it's a defect in the build here. And really, it's really bad. This is you definitely can't clean underneath any of this. What are you pulling these boards up every, 6 months? No. This is just a pre-market, clean, brand new kind of thing. something like this, yeah, is a bad idea. And so consider that there's other problems. There's no floor drain. You can't mop, you can't rinse, you can't really power wash or really do anything in there if the humidity, and consider this is the dry sauna. The humidity in the one over at Daytona Beach is 99% all the time. And so if the humidity is ever above 40%, you've creating a serious problem. There's no air movement and there's no light, right? There's really no light inside. The sauna over there, you're seeing this thing lit up. I'm telling you, that's my phone light. Do you see how dark it is in the room? Really? It's pretty dark. That's my light that's lighting that up, not anything else. And so consider that the build. There's a problem with the build. And so we're going to talk about really quickly convection, conduction, and radiation. Honestly, this stuff is wicking. It's wicking into the wallboard, into the wallboard, right? It's wicking in there, and I'm telling you, the mold is growing up the wall. The insulation is completely right saturated with mold and all these disgusting diseases. And so let me just show you what I'm talking about, right? All right, let me just scroll down here. I'll come back to this top part, but right here, diseases, germs, bacteria, and mold, mycotoxins. If a sauna has gone 12 years without being cleaned properly and the boards are non-removable, significant mold growth and bacteria contamination can occur behind the walls. Some potential risks include mycotoxin from molds. Molds like Aspergillus, Penicillium, and Stachybotrys something or another can produce toxic substances called mycotoxins. These can lead to respiratory illnesses, allergic reactions, and potentially chronic inflammatory response syndrome, CIRS, in sensitive individuals. And really, I think if it gets into your system and just stays for a while, you could become one of those people. And we're in Daytona Beach. Like, there's nothing but old people here. Honestly. Like, these are people with compromised immune systems, and literally all day long, anybody that goes into that, and I mean into that gym at all, I'm telling you, if it's in the walls and it's breathing out of this sauna, it is in the air vents. It is, if you're benching in that thing, the air is falling down on you. You couldn't put a black light on in this building and not see mold in the air. And I'm talking mycotoxin spores. Now keep in mind, mold is the gun, mycotoxins are the bullets, right? Keep in mind, the mycotoxins are the spores. It's the poof that comes off of this every time somebody disturbs the mold in any way, like sitting down on a bench that's never been cleaned. All right, you could get Legionella bacteria, which causes Legionnaire's disease. It's a severe form of pneumonia. I believe people have died because of a sauna and sauna-related mold. Now, I'm not saying that it's just at Gold's Gym. Right? I'm saying that's what brought it to my attention. And honestly, I believe this is every sauna across America. If it doesn't have these four elements, at least these four elements, where they're controlling humidity, they've got a drain on the floor, the boards are accessible, and there's some kind of light, it is a breeding ground. And honestly, I'm going to make the claim right now that the number one cause of mycotoxins in the United States today, and probably worldwide, would be dry saunas. Now, not that it's the only one. I'm sure there's others. But this one here is definitely a biggie. And the entire build, how they built this, and it built it in hundreds of gyms across America, is totally screwy and very incorrect. So it could cause this right here, which I definitely have, okay? I definitely confirm that I got that, and I'm told that this bacteria is inside your nose and nostrils all the time. And really, I believe that my immune system was weakened to the point where I got that and a series. I got at least 6 to 8 different serious symptoms going on, and I've had to do all kinds of detox. I'm drinking clay, I'm drinking charcoal, I'm doing all kinds of stuff, ginger, cayenne pepper mixes with like crazy stuff, right, that I'm taking shots of to try to get my health back. And honestly, I am a healthy male, and outside of my couple little things that I do wrong, as far as health is concerned, I'm only slightly overweight. I lost 15 to 18 pounds in the last 6 weeks. My health, I swear, something chopped me off of the kneecaps in the last 2 months, and I believe it's 100% this gym. And so, keep in mind, fungi, prolonged exposure to dampness can allow fungi to proliferate, potentially leading to fungal infections like athlete's foot and more severe conditions like Aspergillus, a lung infection caused by mold spores, mildew, and yeast growth. can thrive in high humidity areas, potentially leading to odors and future health risks. And I'll tell you, that room smells funky. People have been scenting it, with different things. I even saw one guy dump Gatorade over top of the damn stones. Honestly, people are creating a serious issue here. Without a dehumidifier in that room, humidity is all the way up. It should be all the way down. Keep in mind that wicking that insulation, this stuff is inside the walls, it's inside the air vents. There is no air circulation in this room. It is dead still. When somebody circulates air, it's opening the door, which is also moving spores around. Inconsistent temperature. All right, that's another. That'd be the fifth defect. If this thing doesn't stay at a temperature, a set temperature all the time, if it's turned off at night for like 8 hours, it's cooling down. It's created just a huge problem. And honestly, with the timer thing on there are periods throughout the day where it cools off. And I mean beyond the point where it's so hot that it will kill stuff. Now keep in mind, if it's so hot and the humidity is at 99%, you've already failed. You already failed. You're just creating a serious area that is just creating spores and bacteria. And it's not just mold, right? You're seeing it. There is bacteria here that can kill a human being, right? And so, long-term risks are just outrageous. It creates all kinds of serious problems in the human body, like this CIRS syndrome. But I read a list. It's like everything from MS to any kind of immune type illness could potentially be caused by some kind of mold or mycotoxin poison. And again, you take it home on your gym clothes. Now it's in your laundry basket, it's in your gym bag, it's in your car, and it's in your home, right? And so consider no state or county mandates that I found. I think anywhere in the United States of America, really, we have no mandates. Honestly, people have called the health department. I filed a formal complaint with the health department. They told me there's no mandate. They didn't even put boots on the ground after I sent them pictures and videos. Right? That's crazy. Honestly, they told me they could send out code enforcement at Daytona Beach. And they sent somebody out, I believe, to cite them for dirt. But I think they probably already mopped it. And honestly, whoever went in there and cleaned this, honestly, somebody needs to reach out to them. If they weren't wearing a spacesuit, they're sick. There's no way you can clean this with your face near it and consider that the damn boards. You can't even get in there. Somebody got down there on their hands and knees and cleaned that, and honestly, I can't imagine that they didn't just. You have to rip these things out and you have to gut the entire room all the way down to the beams, and you got to do it in spacesuits, or you've totally poisoned the entire area of the gym. Really, it makes no sense to me. So, yeah, every traveler since 2012, every traveler that's been in there, their sweat, their DNA is still sitting underneath that bench. Honestly, tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. And honestly, I put this up on Nextdoor. I put the videos up on Nextdoor. 3,000 people saw it in 48 hours. I got 10 signatures. I know. Let that soak in for a second. That's crazy. And it just goes to show either people don't care or they're that ignorant to think that this isn't a serious problem that has already, and I believe has already killed people. All right. Hey, my name's Tom Bowman. I'm picking a fight with Cold's Gym. And really, if you're a sauna owner of a gym in this country and you hear this message, shut it down now. Thank you. Have a great day. God bless.